Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of Old Try Hard Gaming with me, KCV. You know, they say of me, he does the best he can with what he's got, which I admit is not a lot of talent, but it is a whole lot of mud. Look at all the mud, snow and mud and yuck. I live in Minnesota. We don't get, well, not in the Twin Cities area, a lot of muck, a lot of slushy muck. We get snow that sticks around for the whole winter. we don't get a lot of muck. Although, you know, off-road in the spring we get muck. I imagine that we get a lot of muck off-road in the spring. I don't know. I live in the city. I'm an inner city kid. What do I know about anything? I am taking this trailer back to the garage right now. Here is the path I am taking. It's a short path. I'm taking it back to the garage. And then I'm going to refuel and repair. And the way I do that is by just recovering the vehicle, because this is, I call it easy mode. It's just normal game, not New Game Plus, no mods or anything. But it's not hard mode, so part of calling it easy mode is tongue-in-cheek. And the other part of calling it easy mode is that I'm using vehicles that are like the ZiKZ 612H Mastodon. I paid extra money for this vehicle. It doesn't come on any map. In fact, all of the vehicles I use in my fleet are ones that I paid for separately that don't come on any map. That's part of the easy mode concept. It's a restriction, though. Once I get farther and farther in the world, it means I'm not using vehicles that may end up being very well being better than the vehicles that are available. So it is a restricted fleet. Of course, you know, by the time I get to the 23rd region, I might have chased right by. But by that time, they'll have released more vehicles on the DLC, I'm sure. And the other thing I'm doing is, wait, is there a way to get on that side so I don't have to go through this mud? Might be. The map shows rocks, but yeah, I can go here, because the mud always stops me. I mean, it's not an easy way to go. It's probably worse than the mud when I'm carrying a trailer. But look, see? Can I get to the left of that tree? Of course I can. Now I don't have to go through that puddle. I'm a professional. This has this has chain tires on it, which is why it's not performing well in the snow. And you'll see why it has chain tires when I get down here. I will change, when I go back to the garage, I will change to mud tires, because I won't need the chains, and there will be a lot of mud to get to where I'm going, and there's no ice that I will need to traverse once I get another load. I was up here finishing off another task, or another contract. Now that contract is finished, I can bring this home. And since part of 100% is not leave any trailers on the map, in fact, not leave any cargo on the map. No, clear out all the framing sites, clear out all the temporary cargo from warehouses, if there is temporary cargo. Clear off any cargo that's just laying loose on the map. All the cargo must go. We leave behind only footprints. And, oh, now see, now we're getting mud. No, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. I'm too stubborn to use my winch. Also, part of 100% is mapping every pixel on the map. That is at all possible. I'll go to great lengths to map out every pixel with the prototype exploration unit, which is the little radar trailer. Now a truck is available that has radar. You don't need a trailer, but that's not an external to a map truck. You have to get to that region to get it, and I'm not going to use it because of that. I am going to be forced to use one truck that's not in my fleet, not in my special fleet, in this region, because certain things need to be carried, and they can only be carried because of a special hitch. They can only be carried by a truck that is found in this region. So I will wait until near the end. Whenever it seems like it's the right thing to do. I might even do it before I leave this map, because one of them is on this map, I think. I'll grab the thing, and then once I get both of the massive things delivered that need a special hitch, then I'll just go in and sell the truck. I sell all the trailers. I don't leave them on the map. If there is any, I try to use all the temporary cargo. I will use all the temporary cargo of any one type before I use any permanent cargo. Yeah, I do not need this vehicle anymore, so we will sell that trailer. We will recover this vehicle. I guess it doesn't hurt to leave that other car out there, that other truck out there. It's kind of in the way, but whatever. Actually, I will do one thing. Go to the map. Go to the truck. Okay. Is it packed? I was going to make sure it was packed, but I guess it is packed. Yeah, it is packed. Okay. Well, I'll get it a little bit more out of the way. I mean, if I'm going to have it here out of the way, and it's right by the garage, this is the most out of the way, isn't it? All right. Now, I am going to leave this the way it is. I'm going to change the tires. That's not how you change the tires. I'm going to change the tires. Put the mud tires I usually use on here, which are a little bit worse in the mud, but a little bit better on other surfaces than the ones that come with this truck. The ZiKZ 612H is found in the Mastodon. ZiKZ 612H is found in the Mastodon DLC. All the DLC vehicles that I use are listed in the listed in the description, in the doobly-doo on YouTube videos. So you know what DLC I'm using. I can leave the garage now. There's another truck here. Oh yes, there is another truck here. Why is that truck even out here? Oh, because it was gonna go get more bricks? It doesn't need to do that now. Okay, let's stop the engine, which I should have done earlier. I know I can turn the lights on without the engine on, right? Do I need the engine to turn the lights on? Oh, the lights were on, but when I stopped the engine, they went off. Oh. Okay. I thought you could keep the lights on with the engine off. I mean, it would make sense that you couldn't, but... Alright, actually... I am going to go here first. Because I'm going to buy that trailer that I know I'm going to need. which is the same trailer I just had on it, but now it's facing the right direction. That one, log trailer, and I'm gonna have to make 2 trips, but there's no trailer, no combination I can do to get to only make 1 trip. I could potentially make 1 trip with the sideboard semi-trailer, dump everything off at the someplace intermediate, which would save me like a half a trip. So I could dump everything off at the where am I? I'm all confused. Yes, I'm gonna have to come from here over to here, etc. No, that's the wrong place. North is this way. I'm gonna have to get the logs from here. I could potentially use the sideboard semi-trailer and dump everything off like at the fuel station or at the train station where there's room, because then I'm gonna come through here and up here. And that would save me from making this trip part of the trip twice. But that's the easier part of the trip, and the time it takes me to load and unload with the manual crane, no matter how much I enjoy using the manual crane, yeah, that's not worth it. So that's where I'm going. And I will drag this thing around. And yes, a considerable percentage of the time it's going to take me to do this task or contract is just marking my path on the map. But I marked the path because I would get lost, and I marked the path because sometimes people watch these videos to try to learn how to go different places, and if I don't mark the path, they can get confused. So not everybody, believe it or not everybody that watches a SnowRunner video is an expert on how to play SnowRunner. They may even be new to the game. So yeah. I sometimes wonder, people that, I mean, I guess it's valid, people that do video game Let's Plays, most of their audience are going to be people that have played that video game, and have played it a lot and are pretty good at it, and they're watching, like, especially they're watching a professional, an esports professional on a game. Well, those people have probably played the video game enough that they know all about it, and they don't expect the video game professional to be going over every detail of what they're doing. They're just watching the experts play. I'm not an expert at this game. I've got about 500 hours into it, but you know, in video games in general, that's why my trademark is he does the best he can with what he's got, because I am a try-hard in the traditional sense. But I enjoy what I'm doing, and that's the try-hard motto. Enjoy what you do, no matter how good or bad you are at it. So that's me. That's what I do. Now this is going to be the longest trip. It is shorter, I think, to get back to the delivery spot. And I am probably not going to risk taking that shortcut around with this trailer. I will take the trailer back down where I came and drop it off at there's a trailer store over here. I'll drop it off at that trailer store. And then I will look on the other map and see if the other logs that need to be delivered can be gotten on the other map. I think they can be, which will mean after this delivery, the this map will be done except for getting all the loose cargo off of it, or getting all the temporary cargo off of it. But I will leave that there. Oh, it also won't be done because the these things won't be repaired. And I don't know what I need to do to repair the conveyor belts. Maybe it'll require some of the cargo that I've been dropping off at the garage. I wouldn't be surprised. Metal beams and wooden planks. Definitely stop there. Now, this is the reason for the mud tires. The chain tires getting through here are not good. The mud tires, they can get through here. And nothing was too slick. I scouted it out. Nothing was too slick. Last episode, I scouted out. Nothing was too slick that I need chain tires going the way that I plan on going. And what looks like a road to my left is not actually a road. This is train tracks. And these tracks are pretty wide, and they don't drive in those train tracks too well because the tracks are not on flat ground. They have quite a grade, a slope to them. I can't remember what it's called. So I can drive through the road on this truck a lot easier because it handles the water and the mud like nothing. Nice high snorkel, great mud tires. Even the jack of all tires, which I have, are good enough to get through that mud and almost all mud in this vehicle. I don't recommend necessarily people get the jack of all tires. I'm playing with all the DLC because I was about to quit the game when I first started because trying to play Michigan and Alaska, the first part of Alaska with only the trucks you find on Michigan. Yeah, that was too difficult for me. And so, but then a friend of mine, Highway Buster, shout out to him. He said, well, do you have all the DLC? You said you had the DLC. Do you have all the DLC? I said, yeah, I got all the DLC. He said, come to Russia and try out this vehicle. And so I went to Russia because we were playing in Alaska or Michigan. I don't remember where. So, yeah, I came to Russia because you only buy the vehicle in Russia. I went to Russia. I bought the vehicle. And it was like, wow, this is an entirely different game with the ZiKZ 612H. It is so stable, it doesn't tip over. And so I started using that, and then I started using the Rezvani Hercules, which I had also bought separately as my scout vehicle, which I love because people will say there's better scout vehicles, and they hate that one, but it's got when you get all the extra packs on it, which you can get just from experience points. It has great range, and it can go pretty much anywhere on its mud tires. Like, not quite as well as the Rezvani, but almost as well, or as the ZiKZ, but almost as well as the Mastodon. And now I probably don't have to stop and get the where is the path through here? I'm not sure what this path is, but there's a path here somewhere. Not sure exactly where it is. It might go on the other side of the trees. I think it probably does. Something like that. So yeah, those are my vehicles. The vehicles I have are on the thumbnail. Not that does you much good. It's also the DLC that I use is in the description of the YouTube videos. And I was saying the only DLC that I really recommend that I think is a must-have is the Mastodon. And it's not a must-have. You don't have to buy any of the extra DLCs. I definitely recommend buying the yearly passes, though, if you're possible, the annual passes, because that opens up all the regions, and it's worth the money. Well worth the money to get those. But, you know, that's only if you love the game. If you play the game, it's like, the base game is okay for me. But I'm playing through them all. I'm playing through everything. By the end of early 2027, they're going to, actually, this is going to go around this way. I'm going to do it. I might as well do it right. Oh, no, I'm on my way there, not on my way back. So, yeah, that's, no. Come on, delete. Delete. Okay. That's getting there, and then back, I'll draw another line in a big circle. And that should be pretty easy to do. And I should be able to get that done within, whoa, let's not do it at night, though. I should easily be able to get there and load up. Use my ice blinking. I should be able to get there and then take a load from there up through the path that the other vehicle found, through here up to there, and then back, and then back, and then that will be done. Logging takes a long time because you can't really load too many at once. And that's, you can load more if you cheat it and haul them unpacked on the sideboard semi-trailer. You can get at least 3 loads worth of long logs on that sideboard semi-trailer. So that's a good way of cheating, which I've done on this map already. I took 3 sets of 3 logs and dropped them off at, you have to manually load them, obviously, and drop them off the garage. You can't unload them manually, though. You can only unload them. So you do have to have a second truck, at least, that can put them, that can hold the logs. Now you could just drive the second truck up to the destination, take the truck that has the semi-trailer, dump all the logs there, and then keep coming back and getting the logging thing or whatever. But you will have to have at least 2 trucks. But it can save you a lot of time. The last contract was 2 sets of long logs and 4 sets of medium logs. Now, I was able to pull it all down to the garage in just 2 trips, because that's 6 sets. But there's no way you could do that in only 2 trips if you only used packed things. Now, I know there's a trailer that, like, gives you... I don't think there's a trailer that gives you double long logs. There's one that gives you long and short, and there's one that gives you double medium, but then a trailer with double medium, it's a semi-trailer, you can't use the bed for it. So you've got lots of options, but you've got the foldable semi-trailer for single long logs, which is very nice. Because it's a semi-trailer, it handles a lot better than that back end, front end, the front end bed, front half bed, and the back end little fork. Those are terrible to maneuver and back them up, and you know, if you're trying to back up the logs, you're trying to back it up empty, it gets all tangled underneath you and can flip even this truck over. So rather than that thing, there is a new one that's a foldable. It's called a foldable log trailer, and it's a semi-trailer, which does fold up for convenient transport when it's empty. Obviously, it doesn't fold up when the logs are on it, but it does carry one load of long logs very well. So that will be my go-to. I have not found a way of getting 3 loads of medium logs, so the double medium log trailer I think is a semi, which means I can't put the medium log bed. So, and I think this is better than the new one, because the new one is a semi-trailer, which is even longer and harder to maneuver and things like that. So it's a semi-trailer. It has a pivot point in the middle of the trailer, but then, you know, there's also a pivot point on the saddle, so it's pretty hard to move around. And this trailer can also be sat down and it won't tip over. So there's no real advantage to that. You can't, I guess one advantage is I could put a logging crane on this truck along with the saddle and then take that trailer with the saddle. So that might be a little safer, even though I'm loading them all packed. That might, you know, if I need to recover, I'll have the logging crane right there. I don't know. If I don't plan on tipping over, and of course I never plan on tipping over, I think this is the right configuration to take medium logs. Short logs, I don't know. I don't think there's a triple short log trailer. So, I don't think there's a way to take 4 loads of packed short logs. Now, if your contract happened to call for long logs and short logs, there is that one weird long log plus short log trailer. Hold on a second, I need to hydrate. Which also requires opening up my, can't drink. I have ice I wanted to pour my tap water, my filtered water out, slightly flavored. But I filled it up too high, and so I couldn't pour it without spilling all over until I drank some out correctly. But I want to use up the rest of the ice that I was using for the soda. And if I have water in with ice, I seem to drink more water. It's a little cooler, but the ice melts, and so it, you know, it's a little bit more pleasant to drink. And I don't waste the ice, and I use a full glass of ice every time I take a break between hours of doing the YouTube stuff. I drink a lot of, I fill up my glass full of ice. And so I get all that melted ice as well, for fluids. All right, here's my fueling stop. I think I can get by with just fueling at this stop on the way there and back. Yeah, everything else should be full, right? Why did it default to that? I'm not sure, but we should be able to get there, get loaded up, and at least trace out the path where we're going. I don't think we're gonna go all the way to deliver these logs, these 2 old logs during this episode. And this is the last hour of the stream as well. I'll look for someone to raid. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can look for, or Twitch, you can look forward to that. Twitch.tv/RollCageNBarTV. SnowRunner live most Saturdays and every Sunday. Saturday, I do a double header stream. MotoGP 25 starts at 12:30, half past noon. And then I follow that up with 3 hours of SnowRunner. Usually starts between around 3:45, let's say, in the afternoon. 15:45. And then on Sunday, I do a full 6 hours of SnowRunner, starting at 12:30 p.m., half past noon U.S. Central Time. And it's a Sunday now, so I've been streaming this game for 6 hours, and I streamed it for 3 hours yesterday. So 9 hours of SnowRunner most weeks. There are exceptions. First Saturday of the month, I stream Dirt Rally instead. And except for, always exceptions, with the exception of the first Saturday of the months, in the months of February, May, August, and November. Yes, I had to think it out in my head. Those months I have my 12-hour mid-season marathon. First Saturday of those months. 12 hours, it's a Twitch exclusive. And I can't do a 24-hour marathon. I'm too old. And I live in an apartment complex. I can't be yapping that long. I could do a little longer if I wanted to get up like 6 a.m. to midnight, but I'm not doing that. It's noon until midnight. First Saturday of the month. Twitch exclusive. Twitch.tv/RollCageNBarTV. And yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, you just missed one. If you're watching it on Twitch, there's one coming up probably soon, depending on when you're watching this. You're watching the VOD or the highlight. I don't know what it was in February. Those of you watching on YouTube, let me know how it went and what I was playing, because at this point I don't know. Of course, by the time I read your comments, I will know. Usually it's 6 different games. But on marathon weekends, I take a Sunday off, and then I do 3 hours of SnowRunner. So only 3 hours of SnowRunner during those marathon weekends. I do that on Tuesday evening. And then I mentioned MotoGP 25. I also stream Tuesdays and Thursday evenings, starting at 6:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time, playing Civilization 6. So if you're into that game, you can come watch that live. That is what is also produced most days on my YouTube channel. That's the second greatest amount of content that I have on YouTube. SnowRunner is every day at noon. Civilization is released during weekdays at 6 p.m. and then MotoGP is on the weekends at 6 p.m. MotoGP 25 is, I usually just say racing because it's not always going to be MotoGP 25. I play a lot of different racing games. But I'm settled in on Civilization and I'm settled in on SnowRunner. I will almost certainly get tired of Civilization before I finish my SnowRunner series. My SnowRunner series is going to be like 7 more years long or something like that. I moved it from 5 days a week to 7 days a week because I was looking at like 10 years. So doing it 7 days a week, it's still going to be, you know, another 7 years or something. But I'm cool with that. Another 5 years maybe. I'm slow because I'm doing the 100% thing where I take back all the trailers and cargo. But yeah, I love the game. I look forward to playing it all week. I used to only play it on Sundays. I would look forward to Sunday Fun Day all week. Now I get to play a little bit on Saturday, so I look forward to that. Yesterday, though, so several episodes ago, if you're watching on YouTube, but I had a whoopsie and had my Be Right Back screen up. But that was just yesterday in real time for me. I haven't processed that video yet, so the first 13 minutes are going to look terrible. So I have to actually download it and process it, which takes a lot more time than just exporting the highlight, chopping the VOD up into highlight, Twitch VOD up into highlights, and then exporting them directly to YouTube. Then all I have to do is add like thumbnails and stuff. But this one is going to require actual editing, an actual editing program. Because my Be Right Back screen is just a small preview, has a small preview of the, has just a small preview of the, what's on the screen, of the game screen. So like if I'm running a replay on the Be Right Back, you still see a little bit of it. Yeah, so I have to zoom that up to make it fit in the 1080p aspect that the rest of the video is on. So it'll be like, the resolution will be terrible. It'll be like you're watching on 160p or something, but oh well. It is what it is. It's happened once before. Other games that have manual save states, like Civilization, I play Civilization. If something like that happens in Civilization, well, it doesn't auto-save. I can just go back to my last save file and redo it. But I can't do that in SnowRunner. In SnowRunner, I have no choice. I either lose material, which I don't want to do. Everything that I've done in SnowRunner, with one very small exception, has gone out on YouTube. Although, you know, the video is going to have 13 minutes of crappiness. The small exception is 6 hours I spent off stream just grinding out levels. And I did not do that on stream. I didn't know exactly how long it was going to take me. It turns out it only took me 6 hours. And on retrospect, I would have rather done it on stream and then just put it on YouTube as one single long, you know, 6 hour bonus content or something. But it would be out there. But I didn't do that. All I did was it was in Michigan right after I unlocked, finished the tutorial. I can't remember if it was after, I think it was after episode 6. I showed how to do it at the end of that episode, 1.6, and then I grinded out the, it's here. And then I grinded out the, because I'm playing a normal mode, I can do contests as many times as I want. And that food delivery contest is a real quick and easy one to do. Once you get, at first it can be a little bit longer, but you can get gold stars easily. You get like 6 minutes, and even if you're doing it in the worst equipment, you can do it easily in 4 minutes, 4.5 tops. Once you get all the equipment you need, and maybe even if you unlock this one bridge, you can get it done in like 2.5 minutes. So it's real easy to grind out. I think I may have actually unlocked it all and did it once. Opened the bridge up in one of my YouTube episodes. So like in episode 4 or 5, built the bridge to make it easier, unlocked the thing, did at least one delivery to show how to prep it, and then off stream I grinded out the levels for about 6 hours. So, with that one small exception, everything, my entire adventure here has been on stream. I don't know why the thing is there, but okay. Missed a waypoint somewhere. So it's a time capsule. By the time I'm finished, it'll be a time capsule of the early episodes of. Why is that there? What did I miss? Get rid of that. Go by this fine establishment, which somebody's going to need something delivered here, but it's going to be from the other map, probably. I don't know. I may have already delivered something there. That is something of note. All right, now we're going to pick up the logs. We're going to go halfway back. Oh, I'm not quite at the log place yet. We're going to go pick up the logs. We're going to go halfway back to the fuel station. And then instead of taking one fork back to the garage, we're going to take a fork to the left. Go across the river, through the woods, up a hill. And that's where we deliver the logs. And I will pick up the logs, get the thing turned around, and then lay out that path, and then it'll probably be up to time to end the episode. Hopefully I will remember what the proper path is. Stop the engine. Cargo management. I want it in. I don't want logs. I want medium logs in the trailer. One load. And medium logs in, not the loading platform, in the truck. Okay. Let's get turned back around. My fuel should be good enough to get back to the. I should have made this turn when I was empty, but I didn't think about it. Let's get turned around so we're heading the right way. Just make it harder on myself doing this while I'm fully lazy. And maybe I'll be able to get out of this mud a little bit onto the snow. Now the snow is, you know, not a great place to park either, but probably better than back in that mud. All right, since I'm ending the stream after this, marking it out now is good, because when I come back next weekend, I'll have the path marked out, and I won't have to remember how it goes. But I did scout it out earlier today as I'm recording this, although it's, you know, several days ago, if you're watching on YouTube. So yes, I release YouTube streams every day, which is 7 a week. Does that go around through there? Does it? No. I still can't remember exactly how the trail goes. But I record 9 a week most weeks. It works out, though, that it's not 9. Because of Saturdays, not recording on Saturdays. And, the first Saturday of the month, not recording those days, etc. Anyway. The way it is organized. Is it here? I don't know. Sometimes I get this wrong. I still haven't remembered which side of the tree it's on. I know it's around there. If I needed fuel, I can always double back, hitch a fuel carrier to get more fuel, but I don't think I'm going to need fuel. I think I'll be able to get down to this fuel location. The way I have my streaming schedule set up is every quarter, so every 3 months, which is 13 weeks, I have an extra week of material. Maybe it's an extra 2 weeks of material. I don't remember exactly. That way I can take time off of streaming and I'll be fine. Unfortunately, I'm way overdue from taking some time off. And I am recording this. You are watching it, I think in February, early February. I am recording this on, I think, is it the 20th of the 21st of December. So that tells you how far ahead I am. And that is too far ahead because the highlights are expiring on Twitch before they're even coming out on YouTube. So yeah, I like to be at least a couple weeks ahead. Being like more than 6 weeks ahead is a bit ridiculous. So when you leave comments, the reason this matters primarily is when you leave comments on a YouTube video, please give me the context, like give me a timestamp of what you're commenting on, or explain the context a little bit more fully, because the YouTube video, by the time you watch it, it's at the best, it's going to be a couple weeks since I've streamed it. At worst, it's going to be a month and a half since I last streamed it, and I'm not going to remember what you're talking about. Now, Wezel on Wheels, who is my hero, on my YouTube channel, he's one of my featured channels. Nope, that's not where I'm going. Wezel on Wheels, who is my hero, he seems to remember I've commented on videos that he did a year ago, or years ago, and he remembers exactly what it was that he did then. And he's not a young guy either. I don't know how old he is exactly, but he's not a young guy. I'm an old retired guy. Now, how exactly did I get up here? I am going there. And I am getting up there. There's a trail. That's the trail. It's around this side of that. There's a false trail to the left, but I don't want to take to the left coming from the river, but I don't want to take that trail. I want to come through here. And the reason it's a false trail is it's a perfectly valid trail, except it's got a turn in it that is way too narrow for this vehicle to possibly make with a trailer on it. And now at this point I'm following the trail, and I don't know exactly where I make it through the woods, but somewhere here I make it through the woods. I mean, probably like here. Something like that. But that gets me here. you know, I gotta go around this way or something, but somehow I get there. And I know I can make it because I did it with the other truck. Might be a little bit trickier with this truck because it has a trailer on it. But that is the path that we are going to take. We're going to do it with these 2 loads of long logs, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do it again. Wait, I didn't finish marking this, did I? Yeah, we're not going to do that as a straight line. We're going to follow the trail. And there is a trail here. And it is a trail. It's not very clear on the map, but it is a trail. Drops below here. You can kind of pick it up here now. Yeah, the trail's there. Now, how you get from there to the trail there, I'm not quite sure. It's like here. Yeah, no, there's some point here where there's a trail that actually goes up here, which is viable, except it has this really weird turn in it. So we're not taking that. Anyway, there it is. That's the path we're taking. Take your screenshots if you want to follow along at home. We're going to do that forward, drop off the 2 sets of logs, go backwards, pick up the next 2 sets, and then go forward and drop them off again. There's no convenient way of shortcutting this, because there's no convenient way of taking 4 long logs, even on 4 sets of long logs, even unpacked, because that's 12 unpacked logs. No convenient way of doing that in one trip. The sideboard semi-trailer can only carry 3 logs reasonably, so that's what we're going to do, and then we'll have the first half of this done, and then we got to figure out how to do the second half. And I also need to get up to some of these other framing sites and pull out the rest of the load. There's still, I don't know. Well, I did the double metal framing. I think all the other framing sites are going to be pretty easy to get to. I think I got rid of most of them. So, all right, folks, we are over 50 minutes. If you're watching on Twitch, I will see if there's someone to raid, so you can stick around for a minute for that. If you're watching on YouTube, well, that will be it for this YouTube episode. Let's get a better picture going. There we go. That's a better sign off view, right? Right? Let's do that. All right. YouTube. That'll be it for this episode. We get SnowRunner is on my YouTube channel every day, 7 days a week, starting at noon U.S. Central Time, which is almost always 6 p.m., 1800 hours in the UK, and almost never 0600 hours next day in New Zealand, but it is plus or minus an hour thanks to different sides of the equator and daylight savings time. Thanks to all of you for watching. Twitch, again, stick around. YouTube, I hope you have a great night, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, great whenever until I see you again. And wherever you end up going, on the road or in life, be sure to enjoy the drive. All right, Twitch, stand by for raid. YouTube, peace and love. I am out of here. Bye-bye.